Good morning. Time for a coding stream and something a little different today. At least for the first bit. Also, Jalon, thank you for the follow. If you happen to be around. Plugging my headset back in, or trying to. There we go, alright. Let's jump into this. That's probably a pretty good level. So a new week, a new coding stream, and a new IDE. New to me anyway. This is IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition, which seemed to be the thing. I did a little research on like how to get started on Minecraft mod development, and because I've never done this before. Yeah, I think that's a true statement. Never done this before. Yeah, so what are we doing? I came across some YouTube videos and some other stuff talking about how to get started, and I think that was a few weeks ago, how to get started in Minecraft mod development, and then I was looking into, okay, well, Forge or Fabric. Well, the mod pack that we've been playing on stream 2 days a week is a Fabric-based mod pack, so I figured Fabric would be good. The stuff I was looking at pointed me towards this template builder on the Fabric MC website, where you can fill in some things and it gives you a zip file of a project. And so these are all recommendations from let's see, did I keep one of the tabs open? It's like Compin Joe, I think is his name, on YouTube. That looking at some of his videos. So we're gonna the mod pack we've been playing on stream is a 1.18 pack. But I figure, if we're gonna just kind of mess around with making a mod, let's just go with latest available 1.20.1. And I was looking at these options, and when I was looking at this yesterday, I didn't go into it thinking, oh, well, let's use Kotlin. But I have been doing some Java recently, and I'm not really a fan of Java, having been thrust back into that of late in other environments and contexts. So I picked this box. Also, this looked interesting, data generation. I don't know if and or when we'll get to custom recipes and stuff, but this looks like a good thing. So I just selected all the options. I put in a package name. I think I put in like I don't have autocomplete there, but it was like Sabin's first mod. Put in a package name there, and on the left we see the result of doing this and downloading the zip and opening it up in IDEA community. So we have a few things. We got a GitHub folder with a workflow. That'll come in handy. I do intend to, at the end of this, create a repository. I think I have this. This is why I have this open. I'm going to create a repository here to push this up just for reference. For anyone who wants to look at it, it will be an open source thing. Just kind of a... I don't know. I don't have any plans for like, oh, we should mod this or just do this. We're just gonna play with some stuff, figure out how to do this. I have a bunch of tabs from the Fabric docs open. Some of this I've looked at and some not. So we're gonna have some fun. Also, I got the Kotlin language reference here because I've never coded Kotlin before. So this is like new IDE, new language. New kind of programming environment, new all the things. But I think the build will be helpful. Appreciate that being included to like produce the the jar, right, for the mod automatically. And we got an idea folder here for settings. I don't really, and Gradle, which is the build system. And there's a Gradle folder that has a wrapper, cool. Some stuff inside of run. So this is like Minecraft settings. Hey, look, logs. Logs are good. I did verify that with the setup, I was actually able to start Minecraft. So anyway, I think I touched on this briefly at the very beginning of this, but the plan for today, getting ahead of myself, the plan for today. So these streams are normally 3 hours. So the first hour and a half is going to be this. It's going to be working on figuring out how to mod Minecraft with Fabric and Kotlin. And then I'll take a break for a few minutes because I didn't even have a water class. But normally on these coding streams, it's coffee first anyway. Take a break for a few minutes so I can get up, stretch my legs. And then when I come back, we'll have another hour and a half where we're going to probably shift gears over. The plan is to shift gears over to working on the app that we've been working on stream for the last couple of months, which is dailyjoule. It's now out on the internet, but it is very broken. So we're going to do some bug fixes on that in the second half of the stream. So that is the plan for today. There we go. All right. And okay, so back to figuring out what we have in the project. So like I said, I did this template generation thing yesterday and got IDEA set up and verified that you can click run on this configuration, or you can go to. Wasn't there a thing down here to run? Like I said, I think I've used this. I didn't have this installed. I had a past version of this installed maybe a couple of years ago, but I did get Copilot set up as well as an add-on here. So there's that. So if I click this, that doesn't run it. That just selects it. Cool. All right, so then we can click that. And so I did that yesterday, or I don't know exactly how I got to it. I got to it a slightly different way, but running the Minecraft client verified that would work. And did a couple other things. Let's see if we look at Gradle. One thing that was pointed out in the Comp Intro tutorial that's very helpful is under Fabric, gen sources as a Gradle task will grab sources. It says decompile Minecraft using the default decompiler, and it basically makes it possible to look up the source for Minecraft things. As an example, like if we go into, can we go here? And if we go into the mixin, for example, this refers to Minecraft server, and then let's see, middle click. So now this works. It takes you to this. There's if you do that after you run gen sources, there will be a different header here, but then you can select a different thing. Anyway, this is not a tutorial because I am not equipped to do a tutorial. In terms of, I don't really know what I'm doing. But there are some good tutorials out there that I looked a little bit at, and then I'm just gonna wing it from here. So anyway, we don't need to look at that. Okay. So my understanding of this though is, so we got a main folder and a client folder inside of SRC, and so we have a Sabin's First Mod class inheriting from mod initializer. We have a mod ID. We have an onInitialize method. which the template came with some handy dandy comments here explaining what this is for. This code is run as soon as Minecraft is in a mod load ready state. Oops. I must have dragged there. Okay, so yeah, some things may still be uninitialized, and we log. So if we look in run in logs, so there we can see it loaded the mod. I changed the version after in one of the files. Hold on, it's a JSON file, isn't it? There it is. No, it gets that from one of these Gradle files? No. Where is the version number stored? I changed something here to be 0.1.0. Where did I do that? See, this is getting it from version. Maybe it's in. No, that's not that. All right, and then I did select the option here for split client and common sources. So we have a Sabin's First Mod client. Let's see, I can shrink this a little bit. We can maybe move this over a little bit. Get things all fitting. So we could do client-specific setup here. In this class, I'll have to figure out what other methods are on these classes, among other things. So well, I still want to find where we are going to put. Where did I set the version of the mod? I know I did that. I just don't remember where I did that. Oh, here it is. Gradle.properties. Okay. Yep. So 010. Okay. If you just look at all the files, eventually you find the right thing, right? Hold on. We can right click and close all. There we go. Sort that out. So as a start, first thing one should do is make sure that everything still runs. We should have a build tab here. We're building. All right. Oh, that's not good. What did I break? Minecraft has crashed. I did not change a lot of things since the last time I did this. Off to a good start. Interesting. Fabric loader, Java, and Minecraft. Dev launch, injector, and pass-through mode. Okay, let's look at Gradle tasks. Is there something about Loom Cache? Interesting. Build setup. Okay, so let's do some Googling. Dev launch injector. Edit configurations. Oh, hey, look. This is interesting. Cache launch config. Interesting. Where did these... I guess these were inside of the .idea folder that came with the zip. Okay. Let's take a look at, let's see, fabric MC regenerate loom cache. It's a Gradle plugin for development of mods. Remap charge and sources. Download assets. Generates but not overrides IDEA launch config, including things. So what if we edit configurations? We're gonna delete all three of these. Okay. And then we'll do this IDEA sync task. Which should theoretically regenerate those things. Now, does this work? Or is there more that we need to do? Don't know. There we go. So now we have Sabin's first mod 0.1.0, 121, which was the recommended way. Game crashed. You love to see it. Could not execute entry point stage client due to errors provided by that. Is this the same error though? 401. Failed to verify authentication. That makes sense. Okay. How... If I'm launching this from here, how do I log in since I'm not going through the Minecraft launcher? Fabric IDEA failed to verify authentication. Yeah, no. Yeah. Nope. Introduction. Setting up a development environment might be relevant. Huh. I mean, presumably that... I mean, that has nothing to do with what we're looking to solve, but now that I've noticed that advice, let's Gradle settings, change the build and run using, and run test using. Okay. If you're using IntelliJ IDEA, you can use Minecraft Dev plugin. Yeah, I had seen that one. It was actually recommended, but I didn't know if it was actually applicable. I guess we can add it now. Is this how it was? No. Minecraft Dev. Fabric. Sure. I'll restart later. Advice. Anyway, we're trying to figure out this authentication error, which presumably is why everything crashed. Would make sense, right? Auth. No results. Hey, Brainless Society. That's a cool emote and way of using it. Right now, trying to see if we can actually make a mod for Minecraft. Let's see. Yeah. It's concerning that the error that I'm having is one that, I mean, let's just try running it again. What? Okay. Let's try this one. No. What does it mean? It means I'm gonna close. Hold on. I'm just gonna restart the IDE. I'm doing well. I'm almost through my coffee. I'm excited about trying something different. How are you doing? Gotta have the coffee. Okay, so what is going on with this? What have we broken here? What have we done? Okay, so this is a folder, right? This exists. Okay, output path is not specified for modules. Main and client. Does it use a port for listing or something? The IDE? I have no idea. Yeah. It seems like, what does it seem like? Hold on, what's this notification? Oh, here we go. The output path is not specified for modules. Configure. Okay. Oh, this is because I took this document's advice and made settings changes. How do I switch that back? Gradle settings. So maybe we can try that later. It says that you know, switching it to that will cause, like, we'll have longer build times without that setting. But on the other hand, maybe this will work again. Hey, look. Let's not add other errors. Yep. Okay, good. Back to the same error we got before, right? This is about authentication. Hold on. I think maybe I just need to run Minecraft first. Like, open the launcher. There we go. Wherever it went. I did not see the Vim configuration section on the docs. Well, surely there's a Java or Kotlin setup for Vim, and then you want something to, you know, be able to run Gradle tasks, and then what more do you need? All right, so I'm authenticated now. Do we think maybe this will work? Because maybe that's the difference. You know, I had not... I was logged in yesterday. I was playing Minecraft. Working on things. Nope, that didn't help. All right. Well, yeah. I said this earlier, but I'm not a fan of Java either, which is why we're gonna use Kotlin. Kotlin not configured. That's new. Sure. Okay. I don't know why that suddenly decided to show that error. What do you mean Kotlin not configured? I just can build that Gradle is modified. Okay, cool. Okay, so this resolves. Build that Gradle was modified. Settings that Gradle was modified. So can we auto reload settings? Okay. Refresh. Okay. That did it. Alright. Settings file. Could not compile this because plugin management block must appear before any other statements. Okay. Sure. Are you happy with that then? We'll see. Anyway, so IDEA fabric. There we go. Thing I just Googled. Okay, this is what we're just looking at. It's already requested at line 4. Interesting. Right. So it's already there. So the error before was spurious. Great. Nope. Oh, here we go. Here's a fabric issue that was closed. Have you verified your main entry point in fabric.mod.json points to the correct class? Yeah, that was successful. Let's see. In fabric.mod.json, do we have that? We have that. All right. Your main entry point. Info Sabin Minecraft Fabric first mod. Sabin's first mod, which is right here. Info Sabin Minecraft Fabric first mod. Sabin's first mod. SAEBYNSFIRSTMOD. Yep. Yep. Okay, let's try it again. A coworker has been developing a Rust online chess game while learning the language, and yesterday he was showing me the end result. I was like, should I try to break it? 2 minutes later. You're welcome. I should be a QA. Okay. Interesting. Invalid flag release. Just breaking all the things. Can we... let's see. Yeah. It's good fun. I feel like some of the choices I made this morning have resulted in more things breaking, but that's just part of the learning process, right? So there's probably something in here that has a -- release that's causing something to break that I've allowed to happen by telling IntelliJ to update Gradle files. I probably should have just not told it to do that. I don't want that. Build. Invalid flag. -- release and compile Java. But sadly, I can't get the bug I'm trying to fix to replicate locally. It's always the worst. That is, whenever you can make, like, your local environment, you know, as identical as possible to where it's getting deployed to, that's really, that's where it's at, right? Okay, can we search? Oh, hey, look. Settings, Java compiler. What is this? Okay, interesting. So what have we done? So you know what my first mistake was? When I started, actually before the stream started, or no, that was yesterday. I think that was yesterday. I set up Git. I made this a Git repository, but I didn't check anything in. So, yeah. Now I can't really see what's changed since. So, that was probably a mistake. I don't suppose we can just, like, undo. Cool. Have already been changed. Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, we'll just resort to the thing. Okay, I regret. I regret turning this on. So what was the error that we were getting? Now it's fine? No. Compile Java 1 error, invalid flag release. If you're using Vim and undo tree, you get a reverted with a need for Git. That could be true. I would have to look at my old Vim settings to see if I did have undo tree. It's been a long time. But yeah, Git would be my first choice because it's everywhere. Why are we compiling Java? And why is this 8? Is that significant? Do we think? Okay, that worked. I fixed it. Woo! This is still going to break, though, because I don't think we've addressed the authentication issue. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, technically we can make a jar and ship it. But, the value should be thing dot. Yeah, I know. I don't think this person's issue is not our issue. Right, entry points main. We refer to the class here. Yeah. Okay. Other ideas? Yeah, cool, but still not the issue. Yes, espresso. There's someone with a similar error. No answers. Maybe this can help you. Link. No. Yeah, we could check some things here. Maybe this isn't the issue that I should be focusing on, right? Because so okay, we're getting this error, failed to verify authentication 401, but then it says setting user to player 775. I saw a thing in one of those answers where it was talking about it just uses a fake player because this fails. So maybe this is normal. So let's take a look here. Could not execute entry point stage client due to errors provided by that. Class not found exception. Okay, so oops. So it could not find info.sabin.minecraft.fabric.firstmod. Info.sabin.minecraft.fabric.firstmod.sabin's first client. Oh, I see. So this says Sabin's first client, and this is Sabin's first mod client. Whoops. So where else do we use? Anywhere where we have literally Sabin's first client? That was not helpful. Just in logs. Okay, so I guess that was it. Are we gonna have a Minecraft? Okay. Oh, hey, also, here's our mod. Yeah, Minecraft starting. Here's our mod. Sabin's first mod, Hello Fabric World. So we got that. Let me... there we go. I don't know. I guess that wouldn't have actually shown up. You probably didn't hear that on stream, which is good because that was really loud. Is this? Nope. Trying to find in OBS the process to be able to have the sound come through from this. Like, is it that? Also, Minecraft 1. This is the first time I think I've opened Minecraft 1.20. Still not getting sound. Oh well, I guess we'll live without it. So let's make a creative world. A peaceful creative world. Can we make a like just a super flat with no structures? And we can also do a few other things. We can turn off boop, 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 boop. Cool. So now I like to set up a creative test world. All right, well, that's a little small. All right, so we got Minecraft with Fabric. Yeah, thanks. And it's a super flat world. No sound though. Don't know what to do about that. It doesn't seem to want to work. But anyway, so we got Minecraft. It'd be cool if we could figure out how to like do like hot loading of mods. I don't even know if that's a thing, but okay. So what are we gonna do? We successfully spent 50 minutes, well, 40-ish minutes, being able to launch Minecraft and print Hello World. So let's close all the tabs again. So we got Sabin's first mod here, and we got Hello Fabric World. Oh, double clicking does that. That's good to know. And then we have the client initialize. We have the kind of the main initialize. So this is being run even though we're just running client and not the Minecraft server. So it would be cool to maybe put something in chat, like send a message to the player. And again, I have GitHub Copilot set up on this as well. So we're gonna get the random ideas of what we should be doing next from it. But let's say send a message to all players. Interesting. So we'll see if the code suggestions actually make sense. Okay. I don't know why it decided it was gonna comment that out. Let's see if this is actually like a real thing. So what is it trying to do here? So presumably, okay, there's a server lifecycle event. Server started. Called when a Minecraft server has started and is about to tick for the first time. At this stage, all worlds are live. Thank you, Fabric, for having comments. It's going to make it possible to actually learn something without having to, follow tutorials, which is boring. So it here is our iterator. It's the thing here. It is a Minecraft server, right? Server started. And this apparently is a function. Wait, what is server started? It's an interface. Can we, what's the hotkey to go to definition? Oh, right, middle mouse. On server started. So it's an interface. What is a functional interface? A functional interface has exactly one abstract method. Default methods have an implementation, they're not abstract. The type is annotated with its annotation type. Compilers are required to generate an error message unless. Okay. What is the unresolved reference? Broadcast chat message. Okay, player manager. Okay, so player manager here is oh, I see. So this is Minecraft server.java. Great. Got player manager. It's private. I feel like we might not want to get player manager. Okay, so player manager uses get player manager. Okay, sure. And what options do we have? We can broadcast. What if we just broadcast this? It takes either text or a signed message. Copilot seems to want to send a chat message. Okay, we could import that. That. Server message events. Okay, chat message. That doesn't seem to be the right thing. Also, Control W doesn't work. It's Control F4? Yes. What if we just sent some like a literal string? Can we do that? No. So what is a text? It's an interface in net.minecraft.text. Does it... How do we make a text? public static text of. Okay, cool. All right, so that seemed to be better. What if we run this? Wouldn't that be wild if this worked? Are we gonna see a hello world down in the bottom left? So I see a hello world here. Oh, it's when the server started. Maybe that's too early? What other life cycle events are there? Can we, is there a way to detect when a player joins? Run an event when a player joins. Okay, so this suggests something. Hold on, let's look at that again. Player manager on player connect. Okay. Hold that thought. What was the example again? So that looks like it's a function that takes a server player entity. Looks kind of familiar. Syntax is probably wrong in a bunch of different ways. So type mismatch required client connection. So let's look at on player connect. Okay, maybe not. What is this trying to do? What are you trying to tell us to do, Copilot? It help, you know, it would help if I actually knew Kotlin. Lambdas? Is that what's going on here? Inline functions? Yeah. The full syntactic form of a lambda expression is this. It's always surrounded by curly braces. Okay, we can give that type, that argument a type. Server player entity. Now, this seems to be missing. Something. Required, found. Is this a thing where we're supposed to do this? Wait. This? Like, I don't know. Okay, let's take a couple steps back here. All right, so on player connect. Interesting. That's definitely not right, Copilot. Because this function takes 2 arguments, so you're a little off. Okay. So this bit is probably right, except for the part in the middle. So on player connect, it's supposed to take a client connection and a server player entity. This doesn't... Something seems off about this. What other methods are there on... Send to all, send around. We can send packets. We can do all sorts of things. Is on player connect the thing we want? Doesn't seem right. So we did broadcast before, and we did see it in the log, right? But the issue was that we had not actually gotten into the server. Send player status, send to all, send to team. Server lifecycle events. Server starting, server started, server stopping, server stopped. Sync data pack contents. So all sorts of options here, but here we go. Common lifecycle events. Oh, hey, Neosocratic. Am I done with my Raft implementation? You saw that, huh? No, I haven't looked at that in a long time, and I had succumbed to the idea of doing a rewrite. I typed it on. Hold on. There we go. I had started the idea of I was not happy with the first version of it, and so I had started a rewrite. I think I may have never pushed it, but yeah, 7 years ago. It is not working. For starters, just like to establish expectations. So not done, not even I felt 7 years ago that I needed a rewrite, and I've not come back to it since. I would probably need to reconsume how the algorithm works and just start over from scratch to be able to continue it. And it's just not been like many of the projects here. that are, well, Monkrus CPP and linear assignment Rust, although I know there's a open bug on this that I have not looked into. But I'm not really actively maintaining anything because reasons. Okay. I was hoping if we looked in these other lifecycle events, there might be something to... Oh, hey, look. Block entity events. Block entities, server chuck events, server entity events, entity load and unload, equipment change, server lifecycle. This is the one we were looking at. Server world events, load, unload. Maybe there are other... That's too bad. I was hoping there was going to be something like these for like the player joining and leaving. Maybe there's a fabric player. Nope. There's lots of things, huh? Oh, hey, look. So we're in this. There's also lifecycle events client, but probably that's something we want to do in the client side. Events lifecycle v0. What could it be? World, server. Oh, these are all deprecated, right? Yeah, cool. For how long have I been programming? I started writing code in what year is it? So 97, 98. A while. About a quarter of a century. What did they use in 97? I think the first programs, like on a PC, not counting like programmable calculator stuff, which was what I was doing before I got my first PC, was Quick Basic, so kind of basic, and then C and assembly, and C++, and then a bunch of other languages in varying orders. That was just a little after Java became a thing, right? And a bunch of other languages. Python existed then. Anyway, so I was looking for a way to... events interaction, v0. Events lifecycle, v0. How do we detect when the player has joined? Is really what I'm trying to figure out here. Fabric trigger when player join server. Run code on player join. Server play connection events. All right, I got too many tabs here. Can I not? Okay. Server play connection events. Offers access to events related to the connection to a client on a logical server when a client is in game. So there's a join interface on play ready. No, I didn't want to do that. Client server play network add-on. Client play network add-on. Interesting. So server play connection events dot join. Interesting. I think Copilot might have picked up what we're trying to do. That's promising. From Sabin's first mod. Look, I don't know what to tell you. This is a word. Save that to the dictionary, please. So, be really cool if somehow this is like hot loaded, but no. Okay, I think we have to save and quit and launch again. So what are we doing? We are... So that's interesting. So we're making a lambda here, and we're ignoring the two arguments. We're only taking the first argument, which is handler, which presumably is of type... Well, it's server play network handler, which has the player. And... I mean, we're saving it as a local variable, but we could probably just do handler.player here instead, except we wanted to also have the player name, so that's fine. So, what I'm expecting to see is when I open this world is a message that says hello player 715 from Sabin's first mod. Will it work? Hello, literal player 715. Okay, interesting. It gets us a text. Okay. So. Okay, val text equals. Yeah, we'll start with that. I suspect maybe there's a method. Maybe not. Let's look at what is a text. Mutable text. And we can append text. So I think we want a mutable text, not to be confused with an immutable text. And why do we want this? Well, so the player name appears to be a text object. So the way to be able to join it together is apparently this way. I mean, I don't know. I've never done this before, but that seems to be right. Okay. Of does not work in this context. Is there a dot? Hold on. What did I hit? Okay, insert. Is there a of string? No. Okay, fine. Text dot of. It requires a text content. What is a text content? on earth? Okay. Nope. So we can't do that. How do we take some text and wrap it in immutable text? Or we can append. Okay, we can just append. Okay, so can we just do a new immutable text? I don't know if that's even the Kotlin way, but text.append hello. No, it doesn't like that. And we don't need those imports anymore. Great. Okay, so how do we instantiate an object in Kotlin? Creating instances. Oh, okay. No, can't do that. Is there a static method to get us like an empty thing to start with? No. Okay. Of text content. I saw this stuff. It's empty. All right. Let's try this. Now, of all the things we could do, like we could have started with like making a block, making an item. Why would I want to do this first? Like put text into chat. I don't necessarily care about like sending a message to like every player when they join, but being able to like put things into chat, I think will be very helpful as a debugging tool for future things. I mean, it's just another way of doing Hello World, but doing it like if you're in the game, you want something like that. And I think dealing with like the player name thing is interesting in terms of like understanding how the text in chat works. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we made a mod. It does a very simple thing, but it works. So I think we're gonna use the next 10, that's not gonna take 10 minutes, but the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in a Git repository. And this will be our kind of testing new things mod. Didn't there used to be, hold on, let's just refresh. Verbose Octo Carnival? Nope. Verbose Spoon? But there is no spoon. No, as amusing as the random names are, we'll just call this Saban's first mod. A place to learn about modding Minecraft with Fabric and Kotlin. And this will be public. We'll, I guess, add a README. Do we have a relevant Kotlin git ignore? And the license, this is going to be a GPL. GNU. There we go. Can't just search by the short name. So this is going to be a Faro General Public License v3. which is just how I generally intend to license open source things. Because I guess in the context of like folks might have seen I was looking at this earlier. In the context of like a server-based mod, this would imply that if you like took this code, which why would you take this code? But if we were doing a real project and someone like if it was like a server-oriented mod, right? You could with the AGPL, someone couldn't take the code and modify it and run a server and not offer the source code for those changes. Yeah. All right, so we have a repo. We're going to, hold on, this view is really awkward with that. Let's see, we're gonna copy this. And then I'm gonna figure out how to use Git inside of IDEA. Let's see, update project. Rebase, yeah, I do want to do that, although yeah, here we go. Choose upstream branch. Nope, because I need to add origin. Can I do that in this GUI? No, okay. Terminal time. Git remote, add origin. There we go. Git pull rebase origin main. Okay. Right, we already had some of those files in there. Let's see. How do I want to do this? What's in the .getignore here? I mean, we have a license file. Oh, there's a getignore. Let's see. Which one do we like more? I think we like this local one more. What's this complaining about? Yeah, run should be excluded probably. Yeah, okay. I might have to rebind Control W to be close tab instead of Control F4 because that is quite a reach. If I'm going to continue to use this IDE. So how do we... I guess I'll pull without the rebase. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to commit everything. What's this? Yeah, these are inversion files. So what do we not want to commit? I'm pretty sure we want to commit Gradle wrapper, all that stuff, to make it easier to check out and start the project. All the rest of this stuff. So initial files from template generated at... You know what would be cool? When you fill this in, if it saved the URL, like it had like it embedded the information that you selected in the URL. That way you could actually like send someone else the link to this with things pre-filled. Although, why would you want to do that? I don't know. So that I can put it in the commit message. Anyway. You're about to commit CRLF line separators. It's recommended to set that. Yes. Okay. Honestly, what's in here? It'll be easier if we just... The only thing we cared about was the license contents. So we're gonna copy this. We're gonna put it in here. We're going to save that. We're also going to search the project for wherever I put to do. Gradle properties. There was somewhere where I put it to do for the license information. To do. There we go. AGPLv3. Okay. And commit. Why would you keep the text from before? Update license. Information. Commit. Alright, so we're going to git push origin main force. Commit contains problems. Nah. Alright. So we should be good now. Yeah, we got a remote. Cool, cool, cool. We can go back to the terminal. Status. Good. Go back to the project in GitHub. There we go. We don't have a, oh. There was a README. Now there's not a README. Let's add a README again. README.md. I do want to add it. Probably ask every time is fine. Ooh. First mod. Cool. So if we get rid of this, we actually have a little preview. It's fancy. Just out of the box. This is not a mod for RimWorld. Maybe we'll do that at some point. This is a mod for Minecraft. Using Fabric 1.20.1 using Fabric. Getting started. Sure, let's see what how about follow the instructions. Ooh, does that link work? Brilliant. Good job, Copilot. You saved me typing a few words. Add readme. Oh yeah, okay, that's a separate. Yeah. This should be fine. Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. Multi-factor authentication time. And then it's going to be time for a little break. Because I need to get some water and I need to like untangle my legs and, you know, stretch them out a little bit and all that stuff. Trying to talk and type in my fake code, challenging. Alright, so that should have worked. Okay, done with all of that for now. Refresh. Alright, so this is a public project. I'm going to put the link to this in the coding channel in our community Discord. So info about getting on the community Discord can be found right there in the Twitch chat. And yeah. Okay, so gonna take a short break for just a couple minutes. When I return, we're gonna switch gears and we're going to look at some web UI stuff with our calorie counting app, web app, because there's a bunch of bugs. We should fix them. Now that the kind of the rewrite to move away from Next.js is finished. So that'll be Typescript, all that stuff. I'll see if I can remember to update the description of the stream in between, but be right back in just a couple minutes. All right, and I am back, and this should work. Needs the music again. I don't know why. There we go. All right. So here it is deployed. Let's see, we're on main now. And let's see, so back to VS Code. Let me, looks like there's a reload needed. There we go. That's fine. Okay, so how do we dev this? Let's see, we could probably run things locally with Docker Compose. Maybe? I don't know. Did we actually run? I think we didn't even run this app locally last week because we were just focused on getting things deployed. So maybe this even works. Let's see. Okay. All right. So that's the back end and the front end. Let's try localhost. Localhost. Hey, that looks familiar now. All right. Can we? There we go. All right. So, at least the login works when this is deployed. Yeah. Okay. So this works locally too. So what I'm hoping is, so I know there are some bugs. Hold on, that music needs to come down a little bit. A little loud in my ear. So last week we got dailyjoule deployed out on the internet. It's locked down to only certain authorized users are even able to log in, because logging in is also signing up the way the Discord auth thing that I have set up works. But at least that works. But I noticed a lot of bugs. Probably things that did work in the past that stopped working because we did a big rewrite and just a bunch of stuff got broken. So what I'm hoping to do today is to kind of turn up those issues and address those bugs. And then, they are things that did work in the past. I'm hoping they'll be fairly straightforward to resolve. And what that then is going to leave is like the UI needs some polishing as well. Like the contrast here is not great in dark mode, and I like dark mode. So I want to fix that. And then I have a whole backlog of things that I want to add. Some are more important than others to eventually get to the point where maybe this could be made, other people could be let in. But for now, let's just try something really quick. So we're on to date. Today's the 20th. Yeah, look at that. Time flies. So I'll go back to my, I don't eat these for breakfast, but I know they're in the DB. So if we click plus, what's this warning? You've provided an out-of-range value undefined for the select component. So should probably address that. So like we put 1 there. Ignore the null goal stuff. That's just because I haven't set up that in the thing. And there is a broader UI tweak here, which is this is a weird UI. Like we get the plus there, and we cancel, and we have details, and we have a done button, and it's not good. I don't like it, but that's I'm not gonna worry about like the stylistic issues and the UI UX sort of stuff if things don't work at all. See, that seemed to work, right? And if we click that, it took us here. And then we're able to, so the servings is missing. But if we change this, oh, now it's back. So that's an interesting UI issue. If we click done. Okay. It should bring us back here. We shouldn't have to hit cancel. But, okay, so that's interesting because this didn't work when I tried it online. Right, so if we log in here, yeah, 1 plus, click, okay. Well, I could have sworn that I tried this the other day, and like just clicking the item gave an error. So it bug fixed itself. Okay, we can move this to lunch. Move it to dinner. Okay, I don't know why it works now and it didn't work before. What if we go to yesterday? Aha! So yesterday, we can't go to yesterday. All right, and we can reproduce the issue locally. So that's good. Okay, so let's figure out why this is failing. So if we look at the network request to the backend, it's grabbing user slug and date. As what is being passed into list consumptions by meal. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so let's look at routes. Well, we can let's bring this a little wider. We have a router.tsx. There we go. Something wrong with our router? Yes. So this is immediately very apparent to me what's going on, right? So we have diary/user slug. We don't have a diary/date. Diary/user slug/date. And that makes sense, right? Because if we had another route here that was like, I'll put in the date, then how would it tell these two apart? I mean, there are ways you could probably do that with like looking at the value, but we'd rather not do that. That's why if you're selecting a specific date page, you have to have both bits. So whatever we're doing to get the route, let's see. So how does this work? So this is part of our navigation component, which is, you know what we need? We need Storybook. It makes it so much easier to like look at all the different components rather than trying to remember what level they're at. Let's get that going. So somewhere we are constructing the route incorrectly for navigating between dates and the diary. Yeah, there's a new version of Storybook available. So there's a diary nav component. There we go. Immediately obvious what. In molecules, diary nav. And this calls. Okay, we should fix that. Let's get through this issue, and then we'll move on to the next issue. So it calls onGoToDate. onGoToDate is passed to the diary nav component. Can we go to references? Here we go. Okay, onGoToDate. Hey, look, this component also gets it passed in. Go to references. Yeah, onGoToDate. This kind of, it's not good. Something is not right about having this onGoToDate pass through all these levels of components. To references. So here we go. So here's where that logic is living right now. Right. So the bit of logic that's missing here is that if the date is not today, we add the date to the path. But if we do this, we need to either have already added the user slug to the path, or we need to add it for the current user's user slug. And that is it's interesting. Right, so this is coming from the route. So we may not have that, right? So I have a better idea. Rather than trying to feed that information here to be like, what is the current user's user slug, so we can have that URL, let's change the routes instead. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a new route here called me. I dislike this because this means... Okay. Let me change my mind 3 times here. Think about this for a second. I'd rather keep this. And then, you know what we used to have? We used to have something like this, right? That way this would be less ambiguous, because if we have this, then if we have any other routes that start with diary, there's always the risk that that URL could be confused with a different route like edit. What if the user's user slug was edit? So having something like this is probably better. Yeah. Unlurk. I think there is an unlurk command. Hold on. I have a commands command. Well, there's a lurk command. Is there not an unlurk command? Shoot, maybe I need to add that. Nope. So you can unlurk, or you can lurk, but once you start lurking, you can't unlurk. All right, hold on. Let me put that in my list of things to add unlurk command. There we go. Whoopsie. Well, welcome back. Okay, so right, if we're gonna do this, then we're also gonna do this. Yeah, and then we can change the order of these, and this will make more sense. Oh, hey, look. Yeah. I think some of those commands require that you be a mod. I've not tried them all out. Some of them were kind of default things. Let me check really quick. Yeah, so subs, moderators, and streamers can use that command. There you go. Maybe mod only commands shouldn't be in the commands list. I don't know. Oh, I should remove I should remove Next.js from the stack, huh? It's out of date now. Next.js goes. I'm just gonna do that right now. Confirm. Bam. So now, if we do this. Ta-da! Okay. So changing this means I need to change this as well. And then it'll be /date on the end. Now, I don't think there's anywhere else in the code that constructs routes like this. Specifically around like viewing the diary. So we have like the edit ones, but those will always be like your diary. We can ignore all the story stuff and let's do like, okay, diary date. But this is like your quick add, so this is just like your diary. Do we need to do anything in site nav? No. Okay. So that's a bug fixed, maybe. Right, so we can navigate between days. We can navigate between days. Oh no, it's broken. Is this supposed to be like this? Yes. All right, great. If we go to /diary, that's the day's diary. So that works. Right, the diary user. Huh, so could we do this? Well, user select shouldn't be optional here, but then we could get rid of this, right? And then if we go to diary Sabin, I don't know what my user slug is, but all right, we found a new bug. GTE is not a validate object. So we passed this query, GTE new date invalidate. Less than new date invalidate. Right. Oh, right. Of course, because this is... I tried to... So the real bug is that we should have something that's detecting that the route is invalid. I mean... Yeah. Can we do anything fancy here? Let's look at the docs for React Router DOM. Or just React Router. So we have a route. We got a path. It's a dynamic segment. Matching pair might be available to the loader and the action. Where can we validate the structure of this value on the front end before we send it to the back end? We could do that in diary. Right? Like, we're already parsing. No, we're not parsing the date. We could be parsing the date. Yeah. I mean, they do get parsed on the back end, right, by means. It's just an unfriendly error, right? I mean, this is not like a SQL injection opportunity here. It's not like we're taking the value and string interpolating it in. It's going through several kinds of parameterization. It's just not a friendly error. We'd much rather detect it on the front end. 26. Don't you love it? I mean, if we really wanted to, for starters, we could do this. Yeah, I guess technically that is true. That you could make the app essentially navigate to any other page. Now, if you're already able to construct the URL to pass in the date parameter, aka that part of the URL, then you're already able to do that by just doing that. I guess there might be an opportunity. So navigate, what does navigate do, right? It's using the HTML history API to do things. So maybe there's an attack surface there. All right. So save that. Save that. Refresh. So what's happening now is Sabin is being taken. So the reason we got here in the first place is because I didn't do this. I didn't construct the URL properly. But let's kind of pull this thread, right? So param set date is being passed to date.js, and it's being formatted, presumably, and then that value is being what? I mean, this isn't happening right now, but what is... Right, the date is being passed to diary template, and it's doing stuff. It's calling the backend, right? Like this. But now, instead of the invalidate string being generated on the backend, we're getting invalidate here. Is there a way? So day.js config type option type strict. What is strict to do? Interesting. So let's see. Do we have day.js here? No. Okay. What if we did this? What does strict do? I must know. Okay, it doesn't change anything about the runtime behavior, so. If we console log that, invalidate. Does that change? I mean, that can't have changed if we pass true. Now, still invalidate. Okay. I don't I don't want to just check to see if date is invalid date. Let's look at the day.js docs. Also, I did not mean to navigate away. There we go. Day.js. Yep. Validation is valid. So if we shifted how we're doing the formatting, all right, down to here. I don't like doing that though. Actually, maybe I do, because then instead of using this to check to see if the date is the current, if it's today, this is also looks kind of weird, right? So if we do date dot, hold on. Look. Oh, right. So the issue here is that the date we're looking at is not this date. It's the date being passed to the function. Which this is a whole other problem. Having parameters on functions that shadow upper scope. Unless you really, really want to do that. So this should be like more like target date. So this is what we're doing. Yeah, well, yeah, we could do that, but we don't really. So what we could do instead is we can say if Copilot is already ahead of me. If it's not a valid date, we could just navigate away, or we could show an error. If we navigated to the main diary page, I mean, we wouldn't do that anyway. We would still need to like figure out, are we on a different user's diary and go to that user's diary instead of the selected date? If we did that, we'd also want to show like a toast or something to indicate there was a problem, which we could do that. But what we probably want to do is let's move forward with that idea, right? So first, let's make a construct date path. Yeah, Copilot's got it. We're gonna rename this to target date, and this is gonna be dayjs, and this is gonna be a string. Now, is there a way to ask dayjs if the target date is today? Apparently like that. Dot format. Yep. One too many parents, yes. Let's see. Target date should also be optional. So we're going to change the order of the args around. And we'll say it could be undefined. So if there is a target date, and it is the same day, it's not the same day, whoops, then add that. Yeah, there we go. And then this all goes away, and we replace this with construct date path. Except user slug is also optional. Do I like doing that way? Or would I rather say or undefined? I mean, using the question mark is more compact. I'll live with that. And then, okay, so if date is invalid, we're going to do the same exact thing, except we'll just leave out the date. Better or worse? All right, well, I've broken something else now. What have I done? So right. So if there is a date, do that. Otherwise, it's today. There. Okay, so if we go to yesterday, if we go to diary/Sabin, something that's not a date. Aww. All right, so that. I'm confused. You should call navigate in the use effect. Probably true. Is that the source of our problem? Okay, that redirected back. And then we tried to hit the backend endpoint. For some reason I can't click. There we go, okay. User slug undefined. User slug null date invalid date. Oh, right. Okay. So this is... this is a problem. So if we do this, we're still going to render this, and it's going to cause this error. So I think we need to do something different. Instead of just redirecting the user and showing a toast, I think we really just need to say, hey, this URL is wrong. Click here to go back to the current, to today's diary, or something like that, and do it that way. Which is easy enough to do, right? So we'll just have an if here, and we'll return. For now, we'll just do that. We are going to want to construct the date path because we're going to make a link eventually to that. And then we don't need the use effect anymore. Okay, so then if we go back, we just get to a page that says invalidate. Okay, so we're going to change this a bit. Is there a material UI component? Something not to tell the user. What do we want to actually say here? Bad diary link. Do something like that. Why not just a 404? So I don't really have like a, so this is happening on the front end, as in this is client side routing, right? So if I had just a default like view, yeah, maybe. Like this is even before that, right? So the on the back end, like having this ensures that we don't get the error from the back end that, oh, you tried to pull up something that's invalid or someone else's or something else. So like if we didn't have this and what we had before where it was hitting the back end, wouldn't let you pull up something you weren't supposed to see anyway. Those checks are already in place, handled in tRPC, all that. Hey, thanks for the follow.
Pizza Beats _boy just followed.
I do like pizza. Pizza for lunch. All right. So the backend protections are there. This is mostly to have something a little bit more user friendly. I don't need that use effect anymore. Get rid of that. And if what I probably do need is like a front end component that's like, hey, you're trying to access something that doesn't exist. Also, a something went wrong kind of styled template would be good too. I just don't have those yet, but let's make that. I think template is the right level of component. So this component hierarchy, I kind of like. So let's make a file, and this will be like, I could just call it 404, but 404 not found. .tsx. Let's make, yeah, no, a high-level template component to show a forfeit page for the user describing and maybe some hints as to what they can do next. Yeah. Okay. What are you going to do, Copilot? Okay. Interesting choices. You're going to make some container CSS and title CSS? We should also take children. Yes. Yeah. Need a parent on the other side. There we go. And there. So I also do want to say, if there are children, then say also. You also can try. Otherwise, that. We end up double spaced there unless we do this. Okay. All right, then we can do something a little different here. So we can return 404 not found. I don't think. I mean that's not how that import works anymore. But there you go. Can we? We can't do that, can we? Okay. I thought it'd be cute to say 404 not found, but that's going to cause problems, and we want the name of the thing to be consistent. Components, templates. Oh yeah, whoops. There, and we end up with something like that. The homepage. I mean, yeah, better than nothing. And that link works and takes us back to here. We could. Hold on. So there's a setting, right, that I have to toggle the whether it's, oh no, it's based off the browser, right? So my browser. Okay. Was there something that I said that we should look at next? So we sorted out this route issue, I think. There was something else. Otherwise, I might want to look at the issue with the coloration of dark mode, because it's getting kind of annoying. Maybe if I look at what's changed, I'll jog my memory. So we changed the route. Let's go full screen there. There we go. Change the routes to fix the routing issue. Change the diary to do some additional checks and extract out this construct date path. Added not found template. Oh, right. So it came to me. This theme.color is undefined. What's up with that? Like if we look at the individual ones, I think these work, right? This part works, but the docs doesn't work. Why doesn't this work? So icon button. Okay, so let's, like, I'm assuming that every single one of these has the same problem. Is it theme.color is undefined in icon button? I'm sure we use icon button. So like in diary meal, let's look at, how about this? Okay, even in just our base button component, our atom, we have the same issue. And this component is really simple. So if it's a problem here, it's something to do with like Storybook setup or something. This is pretty impenetrable of an error. So rendering stuff, refs with the motion cache, create styled, serialize styles, handle interpolation, icon button. But like we don't use icon button here. I think this has something to do with maybe something inside of the Storybook preview theme. So we have themes. But theme.color is undefined. Is interesting. So if we console.log theme key, is that it? Error rendering story. Theme.color is undefined. Theme.background, theme. Okay, so there's no theme, is what it's saying. Okay, are we getting here? In with movie theme. Okay, try refreshing again. Okay, it seems like maybe that code is not being run here in the docs section. I thought maybe an ordering issue, but it seems like it's not getting run at all. But it should. It's in decorators, right? Yeah. And decorators is set here. With reset, handle interpolation. What is this line? Can we see this line? Is it gonna tell us anything? Theme color. File is already readable, it says. That's an interesting claim. Like, is this the inside Storybook code? It kind of looks like it. Okay, maybe, Storybook, MUI, docs, theme.color is undefined. Icon button. Hey look, when using docs page, theme.color is undefined from several years ago. Okay. Shall we skip to the end? I mean, we could do that. How long has it been since we did an npm install? Can we, does this page work? No. That's pretty interesting. So this is our MDX story, where we're not even like loading any components, right? We're just showing colors using color item and color palette from add-on docs. And this is broken too. Let's stop and start Storybook. Now that we've run npm install. Maybe it'll fix itself. If not, probably just gonna move on for now, because the other stuff does work. The actual, like, the stories themselves, well, when Storybook's actually running, those do work. So it's not keeping us from like running the chromatic tests. Yeah, so unfortunately this is broken, which is not great in terms of fixing the the theme, right? Because that's the purpose of this page. But yeah, but this works. Okay, so I guess we'll not deal with the color issues right now. Let's find other bugs. Can we find more bugs? So here's a bug. No, that's just not implemented yet. Do I have something in the backlog about having the friends area working? Let's see. Friend? Yeah. Yeah, show a friendly funny error page when things break. Get right on that. But settings works. 0101. That could be a problem. 01. 01. Yeah, I know it's valid. 1980. So basically these inputs are set to like autosave when you type in, well, when you change the value, but I think, see, like I press a keystroke and it just saves immediately. 1 meter. Yeah. So I think if I type too... Why was that truncating? That's interesting behavior. There we go. uh, yeah. Well, I mean, what else would you expect? If you change the value here, it should, save to the database. I think I have something in the backlog in terms of, because I was thinking about, it's not here, it's in the icebox, about having, like, providing an actual API for use as well, for, like, integrating to things, and having, rate limiting. But yeah, it's probably problematic, potentially. So what I wanted here is essentially you could enter a value, and then you would sit there for a minute, or you would tab away, on blur, and then it would save the value rather than having like an explicit save, right? The only things I wanted explicit saves on this page were things that might have consequences if you change them. But we can see here that it's a bit janky, right? Where you're trying to enter something and then it's trying to save, and then it seems to like not. There seems to be some kind of asynchronous issue there, and 6006 is Storybook, right? Can we see some of that here? So this is the kind of wrapped input component. Show sidebar is st. Add-ons is a. That's that. Okay. Change add-ons orientation. Okay. Sometimes I just lose this section. Okay, so we should be able to see, like, if I type in a value there, we get an on change. And that seems fine. I think it's how we're using this input. Yeah, exactly. Why not do that? Because some of this stuff was handled at a lower level. So we've just finished our effectively like second rewrite. So when I started streaming working on this, the first thing was switching out RxJS for getting state into the system, and then managing it kind of ad hoc with using Redux. And I think we lost something there in terms of debouncing events when we did that switch. So yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't we want to do it exactly when either the user types something and pauses for a little bit, or if they leave the field, go to a different field, or something like that, right? Why save per keystroke? So where is the code for this activity? So the settings page is a place to start. So we have two functions here, handle save and handle update. So handle save is what gets triggered when you click the save button, I believe, and handle update is okay, right. It's all coming back to me now. So we have connect props, and connect props has all this stuff wired into it, including handle save and handle update. So handle save is tied to on save. Let's see if I can. Links could be allowed. Let me see if I can. If I change the settings. If I can remember how to change the settings. Manage moderation settings. There we go. And that opens a new tab. And then. Okay. Links are now allowed. I hope I don't regret that. Yes, detect when users stop typing in JavaScript. I think there are a few different ways. Here, let me bring this over here. A few different ways of doing that. In terms of, hey, look, key up, set timeout, sure, all those things. We'll see. Yeah. Let's take a look here. So, what I got to get to where that actually is happening though, and it's buried in a couple of layers. So we have the settings layout, and then we're passing in sections, and we're using this input component. The input component doesn't know anything about like state management, how the data is going to get back to the back end. What it does know about is what? Let's take a look. So it has kind of loading and disabled like state display, whether or not it's required. It's just like a layer on top of MUI input, just to wire everything together, and to optionally have like a save and reset button for fields that actually support that. And the way that works is that some of these components, like name, get more parameters to connect component. So they get like on save and on update and on reset. Versus, wait, why is this like this? Field name, immediate false, but then handle reset and handle update and handle save and error. Interesting. Like, I think maybe that should be there, and then these things can go away. But then loading an error? Well, loading's already there, but error wasn't. There we go. And then handle save, handle update, handle reset. Save, update, reset. Right, and then unsave settings. So yeah, so that was just a that didn't get picked up in the refactor long ago. So anyways, yeah, so the key thing setting these fields apart from the ones below is immediate is set to false, which changes the behavior of things. We'll look at that in a minute. Connect component does some lifting here that controls what gets actually passed to this input component. So if we look at like birth date here, you can see immediate true. So how immediate is kind of the issue at hand. So to understand what's going on here, let's take a look at connect component. So this is a function that just builds props. It takes this object and it creates the props that will be passed to the input component. So field data, loading error, unsaved settings, on save, on update, on reset, immediate are the things passing in, and it returns a connected component props, which is defined as this type from this types file. And this is essentially a subset of the props for input. Yeah. So if we say this is immediate, then onChange immediately calls onSave, right? And that distills down to why as soon as you type anything, it immediately sends that keystroke, that one change, to the backend. So that's not great. Now on save, so what does this actually do, right? What does on save actually do? It calls handle save. And what does handle save do? It dispatches update setting. Now, yeah, so this is, it used to not be like this, because it used to be, we had those distinctions between immediate versus not, and that distinction would then result in different things happening through RxJS. And we had basically in all of the events, there was like throttling / debouncing things happening. But that went away. And instead, these handle save and handle update dispatch actions to Redux. Two different actions, update setting and update unsave setting. So the reason I'm stepping all the way through this is because we could just change something here, right? But maybe it'll make more sense to change when we look at the thunk inside of our Redux code that's handling this event. I don't know yet. So handle save. Essentially, anytime anything is saved from this page, handle save is called. So if you click the save button on these, once you've made a change, if you click save, that calls handle save, which dispatches update setting. If you type anything into here, like that, that also calls handle save, which calls update setting. So handle update only happens when we type something in here in one of these non-immediate fields. So even without looking at the actions, the first thing that comes to mind is that like update unsafe setting, the effect of this should happen when both of these actions are dispatched, and there should be something extra with update setting that waits to see if any more actions are dispatched, and if they aren't, then sync to the server. Maybe. Right? Because ultimately that's what we care about, right? We don't want to, it's not about, oh, the user clicked this and then they click something else. Probably, right? If we're entertaining the idea that if the user types some values in and then after some amount of time we'll save it automatically, and we don't specifically only want to wait to sync until they click a different field, or they click out of the field, or they tab out of the fields, or they click the save button. You know, we just want it to automatically happen. Yeah, no, I mean, I think from a user's perspective, I mean, we could already see this is why we're talking about this, right? If you start typing something and it does what it just did there, that's weird, right? I think there's also probably let's take a look at update setting. So that's the action that's being dispatched, which is a thunk. So we're asynchronously, yeah. So what's happening here is that when you type something, we are essentially not updating the UI until the response comes back. I think there are two issues here, is what I'm getting at in terms of what we're doing right now. One is that we don't want to, on every keystroke, send a message to the backend, right? Two, we don't want to wait for the message, or rather, if the user enters a different value, while the request to the backend, whenever that happens, is in progress, we want what the user types to take precedence over what just got synced to the backend. Those are two separate issues, but both of them are happening at the same time right now. So the second one is happening because when we press a key, this action is dispatched. We wait. Ignore the await. Basically, nothing. When you type in a value here, the existing code, none of that is actually updating the value shown here. The thing that's updating the value shown here is in our. Let's see if I can find it. In the extra reducers here, when we say that update setting is fulfilled, this is where we're updating that value based on what just came back from the server. So we don't want to necessarily do that if the value's already changed since then. You just had an idea for the bug you're trying to figure out? You refuse to switch computers at the moment? Fair. Take a note. Oops. All right. So, things that we could do. If we could detect that there is a request in flight and cancel it reliably so that this doesn't happen if the user's initiated a new action, that could be interesting. Otherwise, we need to have logic here to be like, hey, is there another update for this key in flight? And if there is, don't update the setting. Because the issue and why we're seeing the behavior, like I was typing a bunch of text and sometimes we would get different values back. Like I would be typing in 100 million and sometimes it would I would keep on typing zeros and sometimes we'd see 1,000 and sometimes we'd see 1,000,000 and it would jump back and forth, is because those backend requests were taking different amounts of time. And so there's no guarantee that the values coming back are in order. Now, so again, two issues, but what's interesting is I don't think the second issue is going to be as big of a deal if we address the first one, right? So if we don't have a network request kicked off every time the user enters a value, then the async weirdness of having multiple in-flight requests and figuring out order and canceling will be less of an issue. You said it's such a weird bug. I plotted the occurrences of the bug through the entire year. Ooh, and I'm not used to sumo logic. It happens a couple of times per month, like 3 to 5 days. And when it happens, there can be anywhere from 500 to 8,000 errors. A couple of times a month for 3 to 5 days. Interesting. So what's special about those 3 to 5 days? Who was doing something weird once a month? No, you said a couple times, 3 to 5 days. Are they like all together? Yeah, only on production. Sure. So someone is doing something weird. Is it like someone's running a report that takes like 3 to 5 days to run the report, and it's tying up a table? I mean, I don't know anything. I know absolutely nothing about the details, nor should you probably tell me about the exact details. But my first thought is if it's an only production issue, it's happening essentially monthly for a period of time, then whatever the issue is, like if you can understand, yeah, correlation, right? Something weird with Redux. Redux. It's been a while since I've done anything with Redux. It's been a number of years. Oh. Yeah. So there's your first problem. Yeah, I wouldn't look to Redux for this as the first likely cause for that kind of bug, but if at all possible, have at least one non-prod environment that has the exact same setup as production is a good practice. Replication and all. I mean, maybe it costs a little bit more money to run that, but I'm guessing not as much as the time spent debugging issues like this. That's my perspective on that sort of thing. Code has a retry mechanism, and logs show that the first request of the cache returns wrong data, and instant follow-up returns the correct data. Does the cached value expire? Or is that... How long is that cached value there? Where did it come from? I think the last time... Well, maybe not the last time I used Redux, but the last memorable time I used Redux wasn't as a cache. It was... I was using it for coordinating WebSockets for some kind of multiplayer, like online WebSocket multiplayer based game. 1 hour expiration. So if the first request to the cache has the wrong data, if there's data there, then it must be recent. So how did it get there? Why is it there? Okay, so what can we do here? So we can... Redux is great. I use it in microservice as a database. Yep. So I think our issue now is going to be, so we have handle save, and we have handle update. So we have these two different things. Okay, so there's that. I see. Okay. So update unsafe setting is a reducer that just updates the state. And I think what I'd like to do could we dispatch update unsafe setting from update setting? And didn't we already do this once where we set a timer in a thunk? Yeah, so here's a thunk where we have a timeout and we dispatch an event after a timeout. So this has potential. What if we made, so we'll keep this. We'll keep this thunk and we'll make a new thunk that will be a update settings something. Let me read that message. It's a weird database as it stores the results from a partner's API, plus some additional sets to do a quick set intersections to return data to our middleware. Oh no. Yeah. Start thinking about things. Yeah, sorry, I saw your last message. Interrupted the reading. That was an improvement from the original design, which lazy loaded the API's data, right? So I see. So it just fetches everything and then aggregates information in line, so the data can then be fetched piecemeal by your middleware. Interesting. So what are we going to call this thunk? So this is going to be like update settings lazy. There we go. Lazily. Correct. It's pretty nice service if I can. If you can say so. It has 4 millisecond latency. Yeah. A memory. I guess really memory first. DB. Something that keeps everything in memory. Can be pretty snappy, huh? Okay, so we're gonna call this update settings eventually. Like so. And what we're gonna do is not that. We're gonna copy paste. Is this gonna work? I don't know. We want a thunk API. Not a think API, a thunk API. Except that this is gonna be what are we working in? State dot settings dot save timeout. Yeah. Setting state. Yes, and then we just need to add let's see, what does that look like here? It's just a number or null, right? Okay, so now we have a place to store the timeout. Let's call it timeout. And what we're going to do is we're going to dispatch update settings. With the payload when the timeout occurs. I guess we'll call this save timeout too, right? So because we're going to do that. Can we do that? Okay. So what we do, basically, when this action is dispatched, is we are going to grab the current state, grab the save timeout. If it's present, we're going to cancel it. So, let's say, let's give this a name. Save eventually saved amounts MS. Sure. Maybe 500 seconds or 500 half a second. So when the user changes something that triggers this action, there will be a 500-second delay before it'll actually happen. 500 millisecond, half a second delay before something actually happens. If another action happens, so I see an issue already potentially. Let's think about this. So this would be global, right? So if we go back to the UI, so if we're changing this field, and in under half a second, we switch to a different field and start typing in a different field, that is going to keep that timer alive. But what's worse is that if we cancel the timeout globally, then you can end up in a situation. This is maybe an edge case, but we should address it. We'll just do it the right way, right? So if you're typing in this field and you, in half a second, switch to a different field and start typing, and then you keep typing, when you dispatch the action by typing into this field, it's going to cancel the timeout that has the information about the state change for this field, and then that state change is lost. The other thing that we should do is that we should dispatch immediately to not update settings, but to update unsaved setting. So that the, we're going to eagerly update the field, even though we've not saved it yet. Interesting. The thing I was thinking is in fact true. We are merging our logs from production with the ones from production dark. Is production dark the replica? It's my guess for what that means. I don't think I've seen that kind of terminology before. Okay, so we're going to save the unsaved settings. We're going to set a timer or a timeout. I said timer here, but it's, it's using set timeout. We're going to save that, but I think what we need to do is we need to save a timeout per field, per key. So we're going to change the state here. Okay, so we need a key that's null or number, or the value is that, but this should be key of user settings. What don't you like? Let's see what if Copilot can fix this. Prod Dark is our environment which mimics production, shares the same configs, database and credentials, but not visible to the public. Okay, so like a staging environment. This is the one that doesn't have replication though. All right, what is Copilot doing? It feels like the wrong thing. Okay, what have you done, Copilot? This is wrong. Discard. No, thank you. All right, where were we? Okay, so we can use a record. Yeah. A record type. Okay, and then we'll provide save timeout as an empty object. Check. All right. Sub payload key. Yep, that's good. So this should work. No, one more. What's the problem here? Type number or null, not assignable to type number or it's okay. Number or undefined. All right, and all theirs went away. Okay, so now we keep a separate timeout for each of the. Is this gonna work? I guess one way to find out. So if we have a Redux extension. So if we refresh, we can maybe see this in operation. Right, so we'll say 1, 2. Now the question is, oh right, so we haven't changed the actual code to use our new thunk. Right, so handle save. Right. Right. Okay, so things are going to have to change a little bit because we need different behaviors for handle save, depending on the component. So right now we're saying on save is handle save, and we want to have different behaviors for the immediate components. Specifically, we want a different save function, right? So we want a const handle save eventually. Yep. void dispatch. Like that. Let's add that import. All right, so we want this because we want the non-immediate fields when yeah, there's this layer of indirection, right, that makes it a little harder to think about how this is supposed to work. So when it's immediate, then on change calls on save. But when it's not immediate, on submit calls on save. But if it is immediate, so in other words, the fields here, we want a different behavior because we don't want to debounce clicking the save button. At least not in that way. We could probably like disable the save button while it's loading. I think we already actually do that a couple layers down. So thus, handle save eventually. And what we'll do is we will, on the ones that are immediate, actually there's more immediate ones than not. So we're going to do this. And then for the immediate false ones, handle save. I think only the first ones at the top there are immediate false. These ones don't say anything because the default is true. In other words, all the places where I say immediate true can be removed. All right. So what I want to see is I want to see interesting. I might want to change the timeout to be a little bit bigger. Okay, can we pending request that change update so unsafe settings. Update unsafe settings that got dispatched by update eventually, right? And then that was fulfilled. And then at some point later down the line, well, we can see the time, maybe. If you can see that, can I blow that up? There we go. So this is 0. Is that 0.07 seconds? Oh, I see. Hold on. Can we... Is there a way to change this to show... not like incremental time, but... maybe not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 updates pending. It's kind of interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 update eventuallys. Okay, so what that tells me, what I'm getting from that is that maybe this logic needs to actually spread the original value from save timeout. I was thinking that maybe it would merge it, like some of the other stuff can do that in the reducers. I guess we do that there too. Maybe not. Oh, right. So in the reducers, you can mutate the state like this, and it turns it into like an update. I don't think that works for thunks though. All right, let's refresh. One, two, three, four, five. So if we start typing, it's a lot of updates. There should only be one, right? So why is this update pending? Immediately after update eventually fulfilled. Right, update settings, the settings update. We did clear timeouts on payload key. We are saving it. Okay, let's add some logging here. Payload.key. And maybe this will give us a clue as to what's going on here. All right, so aha. So I see a lot of saving height. I don't see a lot of clearing timeout. Huh. Oh, hey, look, there's a settings. Oh yeah, no, that's normal. That's normal. There's save timeout. It's an empty object. And settings, save timeout. I mean, it's all an empty object there. So what are we doing wrong? Like, I thought this would work. We are doing something similar in food search. Right? Except it's a number or null instead of being an object. Wait. Oh, do we need to do something else to actually take that value and get that into, maybe. All right, so let's add a case. Fulfilled. Yep. Interesting. Not quite right. I guess we could do action dot payload dot save timeout, and then this, I think this will work. And then we can, inside of our thunk, we don't need to do all of this. We can just return that save timeout for this specific timeout for the key. Like, we still have to read it from the state. Maybe that'll work. Let's try refreshing. All right. So 111111111. Hey, look, a bunch of clearing timeouts. That's good. And then saved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I don't like that. See how we lost the value there? If we do 1, if we time it just right, yeah, if you time it just right, you can still expose that edge case where the request is now in flight, and what's going to come back is going to overwrite what the user's typing. To fix that, we either need to cancel the in-flight request, like the same way we're canceling the timer, in the same kind of vein, the same style, or we need to keep track of which one is the more, which is later, or we give up on the idea of taking what the server sends back and just accept whatever the user has typed in, which maybe is not the best. Might end up with some inconsistent situations. Yeah, and this would still be an issue even if we were like doing, if we were in the component itself trying to debounce the inputs, we would have the same issue, right? Because eventually we would have to send the request to the backend. That will take some amount of time, and if the user inputs anything while that request is in flight, then we still have to reconcile between what's changed in the front end and what's might be coming back from the back end. And I feel like if the users type something else, that should take precedence over what comes from the back end. Now, a solution for that is to just keep track of like when the values were entered, but that is that would be a lot. Could we a thought has occurred to me. If we in the thunk where we are actually sending the network value, or if we had a version of this anyway, maybe we would keep one that just directly sends it, but we could have one version that just waits. If we could have some kind of cancellation logic, I guess it's not as easy to do. Is there? So this mutate, it returns a promise. Input in ops. What's in ops? Signal. So this would allow us to have an abort signal on the request. So what we would do here, what we could do here, in addition to having this timeout, we also construct a signal. Let's see. Excuse you. Yep. Right, and then we could pass both of these things back. Okay, and then what? No, it would have to precede that, right? It would need to precede creating this thunk. Okay, well, it's a bit of an edge case. What I'm gonna do is not keep that. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna keep this though. This is better than what was there before. I'm going to let's make a branch. Call it debounce settings changes. I guess that's we did more than that, didn't we? Okay, so instead, I'll just make a different branch. So fixes stream 20230820. Fixes I did on stream on 2023-08-20. Ship it. Alright, but it is time for the stream to end because it's time for lunch. So I create this and enable auto merge, and this will maybe auto merge itself, assuming there's no chromatic issues. Whoops. Yeah, thanks. You as well. Just trying to get things wrapped up and in a good state, so I'm not sabotaging the next time around. So next time around, are we gonna just do the same thing as this time? Oh, let me switch screens. Maybe I need to think a little bit more about what we might do in terms of like the Minecraft mod development stuff. Thanks again to Pizza Boy for following. And thanks all for hanging out, chatting, watching. Yeah, so I think though that this pattern probably is going to be good going forward. We can spend a little time figuring out Kotlin and like Minecraft mod development, which I think I want to get a little bit more into. And then we can circle back and look for bugs and improvements and stuff for dailyjoule, and that way we're not, get a little bit of a few different things. And then, at least for now, the normal stream schedule will continue. So more modded Minecraft and Create Astral tomorrow, and it goes on. Okay. But that's going to be it for today because I need to get some lunch. So until next time, take care. Bye-bye for now.